Okay, we're at lesson 3. I'm going to create the working drawing, and this time we're going to do it from scratch. All my projects have kind of been in progress, so this time we get to go through every little piece, with the exception of the day. I drew my floor plan quickly in Chief Architect, but most of you guys watching this are probably only concerned with AutoCAD. If you are wanting to know about Chief as well, I will be repeating that process when I do the basement. So for now, we're going to be creating this, and here we're going to create a new drawing used to construct accurate sections and elevations in 2D AutoCAD using AutoCAD 2024. The working drawing is a method I've used as long as I can remember, and it's very similar to what would be used in mechanical drafting to show all sides of an object by projecting lines. Each working drawing has a unique name so they do not get confused project to project, unlike floor plans that are just named by their level. Typically I have level 0 in this house and level 1. Hotel I'm working on is level 2, level 3, and so on. And there will be a level 0 and level 1 on that hotel eventually. So here, that unique name will be Farrar-Hagan working.dwg. Capitalizing the W as just convention, because I like it plotting drawing to stick out, and that's all capitalized, the word plotting. That's a totally different thing. We'll get into that eventually. It is already in some of my previous videos and helps with batch plotting. This should be past tense because I sketched a small piece of section derived from information gathered in my office and basement that I will move to the new working drawing to help establish the proper heights in the section. So I haven't really drawn much of anything. What I did draw was simply, I went down there and I measured. There's a piece of exposed rafter, so I got this as 7 3/8, and there was a few of them, and they were all the same. There's a 3/4 inch angled planking, and that's at 45-degree angle, typical to old construction. And then I'm kind of making the assumption that I've got a 3/4 inch hardwood on top. It is a true hardwood. Whether it's 3/4 or half, I'm not sure, but plate dimension works out pretty sweet with that assumed. And so here I do have some assumptions because I did this from my paint room downstairs. Just keep things from freezing in that room. And so there is slate tile, much like it's in the kitchen, and I can't see what's below it. So I gave a 1/2 inch for the slate, and then for the thin set, I gave a 1/4 inch. And then there's a concrete floor underneath that. If I were to offset that, say 4 inches, just to be standard, I don't know really what it is, but there's some things that aren't relevant completely to what we're doing. So that should work out fine. And how this works is kind of unknown. There's a little softness when I put my hand up over the edge. Let's just say that this was 8 inches, and then I trim it down. If I were to offset this, say, a 1/4 inch. No, it's not really that way. It's just the in-between joints. I can stick my hand over the top, and there's some softness in here. And then it feels to me like there's something of this nature down here. And if I were to rotate this like that, and then move it from there to there, and then I can't tell you exactly what's going on, but I'm thinking that this is, if I stretch this, it goes to here, and then I take this and I stretch it down 1.25 or 1.5. It feels like that, and like there's a board here, and I don't know what depth it is, but it feels like there's one here, oops, and one there, and so this is not really there, it's here. That's what it feels like. I can't tell exactly. So have to make some assumptions as to how some of the stuff I can't see or get to. And maybe as we go around, tearing off the tongue and groove on some of the area down there where there's too much wood, it'll reveal itself. So for right now, let's get at that working drawing. So I'm going to start a new drawing from my standard full drawing template. So first thing I'm going to do is just save it, and we're going to save it into my AutoCAD file. And as I had stated, it's going to be Farrar-Hagan working. Save. Now I do want to switch to a different XREF layer. I've got my as-built level 1 started. And that's what we're going to bring in right now. So I'm going to put it on that layer, and then I'm going to go here and I'm going to attach this level 1 floor plan. Boom, boom. And we'll let the first one drop right at 0, 0. Say OK, and there she is. So that's there, and you can see this drawing's there too. Well, this you can do what's called an X-clip. So XC, enter, and then I want it to be a new boundary, so enter rectangular, and then I want to just draw it. And there's going to be porches and stuff added to this eventually. So for the moment, I can probably go safely from here. I'll catch that front porch and my side porch by going maybe to, out there. And then when I copy it and rotate it around, I'll end up with all the other stuff that we need. There's a fireplace that's in there. We still got a little work, but this is an XREF now, so it doesn't matter. So what I can do is go to this plan, grab this guy, Control-Shift-C, and just grab a point, and then bring it over, Control-V, and that's my paint room. Now, that paint room, when I walk downstairs, it is right here. And the wall I was feeling out to is out this direction. So it is essentially right here. Now that's the upper floor. So I'm going to drop this down where it's not going to interfere. So let's go here. And then I'm going to get rid of this and this. Those are lines for a different purpose. We get to that, we'll show it. But right now we're not too worried about it. So here is my baseline. And so I can come over here and grab let's actually go to here. And let's grab a tag that is an architectural tag. Or do we want a general tag? It is probably going to be a general tag or a structural tag because it kind of follows us from drawing to drawing. It's always there. So if I do general tags and not general text, general text is room names. So Control-Shift-C. Oh, I didn't have to do Control-Shift. I could just see I'm staying in the same drawing. And then Control-V, and I'm going to put it near NEA to that because I want to name this the baseline. And the baseline is basically just a place that is of consistent bearing all the way through the building. If I were to build it new. And hopefully it's pretty much that way as we go through this. So now when I hit save, and then I go down here to my working, it's going to say update it, and then I would get pointing to the baseline. And if I wanted to, you can make this bigger again. You know, if you want to see that word, just drag it out, and now you can see baseline. So that's our baseline, and so the baseline is this line here, line of bearing, all the way through the concrete. It's the line of bearing. So I'm going to switch over to my junk layers. I'm going to G, junk. Now I'm going to do an X line or an infinite line vertically, V. Oh, didn't take it. XL space V, and I'm going to drop it on that baseline. Now I know to line this up with that, so I'm going to move all this stuff from here to there. In this office, I measured this from finished floor that I'm assuming is 3/4. And this I can pretty much see, but I didn't get a tape on it. So that may not be exactly 3/4 either. This is a weird depth at 4 1/4. That's my stud depth. But the distance from here to the finished ceiling is, I got it written down, 96 11/16. And so when I work all that out, it just so happens to come out very nicely for our stud length and goes right into sheet very well. So I think this is either perfectly accurate or very darn close. And these are those 7 3/8 inch joists. Now, they do kind of, there's a bunch of stuff going on in that paint room, in the ceiling, gas lines and stuff over here. So they don't all just run perfectly. And we'll get into layout sometime down the road. But right now I'm just kind of after the general heights, because what I'm trying to establish is I've got this roof pitch, which is my steep roof pitch. Then I've got my shallow roof pitches. And the shallow ones I think are going to be the one where I'm going to start my bird's mouth as you typically would, and then I'll adjust the bird's mouth on this one. And I want to see what happens, see if it goes the right direction. So first thing we're going to do is copy this. And let's just kind of get a feel for how much distance we got. So that's 54 feet. So if I copy that with room for notes, let's just make it 100 feet. And then, oh, that's a lot of room. So the distance from there to there, that's 63 feet. 13 feet between should be fine. So right now I'm going to move this back 50 feet. That should be good for now. If we have to change, that looks tight because once I get the porch and stuff on there, I think it's going to be. So let's go ahead and move it over 20. Okay, there we go. So now that's there. So now I've got this established as 50 plus 20, so they're going to be 70 feet apart. And then 140 feet. So now I should have 4 equally spaced pieces. And what I could do is copy this X line to keep them in that relationship so that when I rotate them, I can put them back where they belong. And on structures that aren't so square, you can't always do it exactly this neatly, but this is a very square building. So XL, H. Now I've created an intersection to bring all these back to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this about the center somewhere, 90. I'm going to rotate this about the center, 180. I'm going to rotate this about its center-ish, 270 or minus 90 if you wanted to. Now I've got all of the angles, so all I got to do is move this to where it belongs. There. Move that from here. Where's my intersection? Oh, down here. To there. Yep, got it. And then this last one, move it from there to there. So that's all set. So now I can basically copy this guy, and for right this moment, oh, what the heck, let's just bring them all the way along. It's just the heights right now, right this moment. So what I do want to get rid of though is that label. And then even, we can go with the assumed concrete, but I don't really know what's in the other rooms as far as flooring finish from here. Although, you know what, I'm going to leave those because there is some tile out in the biggest of all the rooms. So we'll figure that out later. So here, to get this really going, I can copy that from there to there and to there. There. And that should be, oh, one more. When you see these orange circles, it's an area of concern. So I've got something going on here that I was concerned about. And if you look here, it's my brickwork, but it's just veneer, so it's not a huge issue. Some of these other things may be a little more vital. Why is this doing what it's doing? But they're very small. So we'll come back and address those at some point. But right now, I'm interested in figuring out this roof, and I really want to know this side and this side. So I'm going to extend, well, even this. That distance should be perfect for the roof. You have a brick veneer out here in the front. Well, that's not the front. These are both sides, so that's perfect. So I can mirror this about that roof line, and it should land right on it, and it did. Okay, so our baseline's there. Now I can extend to that and to that, those, and then I can extend those, and then extend, actually these, I'll bring them all the way through. Not the tile and not the thin set. I lied. So I should have concrete even turning there. So I could really trim all that because I should have concrete turning there. So now CH that to that and that to there and this to there. Get rid of that. So now I've got this. Now my pitch for this roof is a simple 412. Now I want it to come from here because I want a full bird's mouth cut and then see how that works when I bring it around the other side. So I want to go line up 4 over 12 and then back to where I started. Now E. Now then these guys are 5.5 inches, 2 by 6. So that is my outer here. Then I've got my sheathing and my siding. So in my as-built, what do I know? Exterior wall. So this is the brick wall. Let's go to the non-brick wall. So I got 7/8 of siding. I've got a 1/2 inch of OSB, maybe plywood, maybe horizontal planking. Not really sure. 4 1/4 is our stud, and then a 1/2 inch of drywall. So that's our line. So the 1/2 and the 7/8 go outside of the stud. And that's what we're concerned with right this moment. So offset 0.5, offset 7/8. Now, what do you do with these lines? I put them on D layers. So these D layers are kind of special. They are the layer for everything we do in sections is almost all on D, except for things like notes. Because you don't need a window to be in a window. It is just a drawing. And what layer it's on, turning them off and on and all that sort of thing, just doesn't have relevance. All these are line weights, some hatching, that sort of thing. Some very, very thin line, and then a kind of a thin line, but this one is a halftone, so it kind of blurs out. So it depends on the effect that you're after to what you're doing. This is a thinner line. This is 0.0039 inch. This is 0.079, something like that. So pretty thin line. So I'm going to make this dark for now, and then I'm going to make this one in between thin, because when I plot, if there's lines too close to each other, it just turns into a big messy blur. This is my outer layer. And my outside line is always my dark line because you outline your building in a dark, heavy line. And if we wanted to, we could even make this heavy when we get down to that point to outline the building. And we can go even heavier than this. This is sort of like a medium line. If we really want it heavy, we'll go to red or yellow. So, in fact, we should probably have a DFAT make that a red or a yellow. But I've never gotten that far into dealing with that situation. So I'm going to match properties here, because this is on the D object. Okay. So just like everything, all of this is drawn on D object. These would be blocks, but they're odd sizes. They're 4 1/4, or I would have inserted blocks. Now, from this outside edge of my fascia at the top, where it comes in, out is 10 inches. So I'm going to go 9 3/4 from here, so I lose a quarter for how these lap siding come in. So offset 9.25 from here leaves me, if I offset it back 10, oh, it's going to go the wrong side. Sorry. I'm not thinking that through. So I want to basically offset a 1/4 inch for the thickness of my siding. And then I want to move that line from there out 10 inches for my overhang. And then all I need to do is just draw a line from here to here and go up. And get rid of that. And now I've got my soffit line started. So now when I extend this down, I can see, okay, it does hit it. Extend. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Why doesn't it want to hit any of that? Extend. If it hit out there, that'd be great. Oh, it does. So that almost makes perfect sense. So these are just nice little narrow pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and chamfer this. And then on top of this, I can see there is, if I were to bring the photos back, basically I've got the 45-degree angle planking up there. Maybe it wasn't a 45, but it is planking nonetheless. So we can go here, go to our pictures, go into the attic, and let's see if we got anything looking up. Yeah, there's some upward looking, but it's painted, but it goes straight. But yeah, it's just planking. So I can assume that to be 3/4 just because I do so many buildings in this area. Offset 0.75. So I'm going to throw, I went to the wrong side, that up there. And then I've got so a 1/16 inch of paper, and then a 1/4 inch of, so that'd be 4/16, so 5/16 to be my shingle top. So offset 5/16, and this doesn't have to be that accurate. So now this MA to here, there, and there, and I'm basically starting to say this is my outline. And then I'll trim this back. We'll get into details of the ends of this at some other point. Here, I want this line to go across, but I don't want it to be thick all the way across. So I'm going to break it. I'm going to extend it. And then I'm going to match properties to get my outline. And then we can match this to the object layer, what we want. It doesn't. I don't know at this point. So this is going to be 3/8 of a soffit. 3/8. So then this, definitely, I want that to be thin because it's so close. And so we're starting to get this thing coming together. And let's just take and chamfer that soffit to there. And we'll probably carry, I bet this stuff terminates right there. I'd have to crawl back into, like down into here. Although right around behind me is an edge. I can probably see that. And out back of the building, I can pull off some stuff pretty easily when we get into that detail. But for now, this will serve our purpose. So I'm going to mirror what we just drew. Oops, I'm in the other program. You just click back in AutoCAD. Now let's mirror. Mirror that and that. And let's grab that little guy. And we have got just a stud wall over there. So I'm going to grab those two. And we're going to mirror them about the center. Now, if I were to draw an X line vertical and drop it there, I could chamfer all those, but it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So just extend to that. Those. And these. And I should have a meeting at the top. So that should be looking pretty good. Now, when I try that over here, it's my fascia that needs to match and be similar to what's going on the real building. And I can tell you that my gutters hang way below, so it's narrow, just like that on the real building. And I'll get some pictures of the real thing. It's not great light right now. It's not horrible, but we can do better. So I'm going to take and, oh, we can't even draw it with that. So here, we're going to start from kind of from scratch. So first we'll go ahead and we'll assume that it's here. We'll figure it out in a minute. So I'm going to do a line up. This one is 5.5 and 12. And then I'm going to come over 12. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to take that. I'm going to again offset 5.5. Get my joist. Extend out to here for the fun of it. Now, it's the same distances out. So I'm going to copy that and that from there to there. Now I can get rid of this line. Oh, undo. No, that's fine. So that one's gone, and I'm missing a line for my sheathing. So we'll just bring that out and put it on here. So what's important is that my fascia height is the same. Now when I extend down and I bring this out, look at that difference. So this is what I believe is happening. If I were to, let's move those, this fascia is the same all the way around. So I think that's what's happening. Where that hits, nobody knows. So it's out here. It's raised. There's another piece of plate or something up there that this sets on. That's my guess. Oh, hold on. Hold on. This isn't quite right. I'm going to get rid of that. We got our pitch right, but this is what the deal is. I just set that at that top. So we had that distance of, I believe it was 5/16. It was quarter, which is 4/16 and a 16th. So offset 5/16, set 0.75 for the planking. Now, MA, let's put this to that, and then this here. We'll just extend these out to there for now. Now I can offset my joist, offset 5.5, and it hits the plate. So we could bird mouth it. Work. So would it come down and go back up? Probably not. I bet this is just truncated. That goes flat. Maybe it comes up to attach this. Unsure. So let's just take this back to here for now. And we'll just state that this is tucked up in there to hold it in place. Now, again, which one goes all the way to that red line? So these two do, but this one for certain. So I'm going to extend this guy. Now I can mirror this jazz about the midpoint of that. Now I can do my same XL vertical based on the middle of that. Extend. And extend to there. Oh, looks like, what is that thing? Oh, it's a little piece of text that's still stuck on our floor plan, and it's out here. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to move it to our junk layer to freeze it. I know, save, go back here, and then update it, make it go away, extend. Okay, it was just hitting this because when I cross-selected, it selected that. Now I can extend to that, all those, extend to here, those, and then again, I've got this all over extended. Get rid of that. Let's trim this, or chamfer that. And I've got some house started. So now we've got some basement going. This line here is way off. And how that occurs is because this is our top. So XL, H. And if I wanted to, let's offset, and I want to go 8 for now. We might have to adjust this. I'm going to put 1 in here. So I'm going to trim to that. I'm going to trim that and that. I'm just making a ridge vent. Offset 1. And this just has to do with the way that Chief draws it. So I'm going to copy that and that to there. And then for that to there. And for that to there. Get rid of this center mark. Get rid of those. Well, I should have left the one. Let's keep that ridge one. And then, because this is my outline, which means that's not. So BR, break, down, extend that, extend by hitting space twice real quick. Then change that to a thin line. Good. So now I've got my actual ridge height is here. So that means that this gets flat right here. So CH, there to there, and there to there. So right now, simplistically, just trim those down. Get rid of them. And then that is our ridge, so I may do that. And then this is going to have all of the elements of this. So I have XLH there and there. Show me what's going on. So it'll come out, drop. Kind of a mess on the way that this. I should check that. My soffits are vented, my ridge. I don't believe my ridge is vented. I think we have soffit only venting. So let's dump that. Sorry guys. That's how you do it though. If you have this ridge vent, so we're going to move that from there to there. Now I'm going to come over here and get rid of those. We're going to just move that from there to there and get rid of that. CH. Trim. Trim that guy since it's there, but CH. Make that happen and then trim those last two items. Now, of course, this thing changes under here. And when we get seeing what hits where, we can determine what those lines look like because they occur right here. And there's a piece of 3/4 here. So I doubt it goes all the way to the top. So it could even be 1/2 inch, but we'll go with 3/4. So that's going to be 3/8 a side, so offset 3/8 there, and then we can draw a line across that. Now, what I was interested in to get my chief drawings correct, this distance, because it hangs below it. So that's 5 13/16. So I'm going to say it's probably 7 1/4. So copy that down 7.25, and that probably is about proportionate to what's going on. So we'll make that go to there, that go to there, get rid of that, and we can match properties to this guy, trim that, and we're starting to see what this thing looks like. I think I'm going to make that a thin line because it's so close to everything. It's just going to turn into a blob of ink when I plot it if I don't. Although sections I plot at 1/2 inch. So this baseline is the wrong text even to use on it. This is the wrong text to use on it. Oh, no, that's the right text size. See how it's smaller. It's 1/2 the size. But these became unassociated to their leader. So I'll show you how to fix that. But depends on how your blocks are set up too. So now that we have that where it's supposed to be, then I can start to transfer this information across. And so over here in this, I have my upper layer ending at that point. Next one down. There. Oh no, that's the inner portion of that central piece, the ridge beam. It's hardly what you call it, but what else do you call it? So let's just coordinate these. That's the outer one, so that's the lower one down here. And then to help me identify it on the other side, let's just color coordinate it. And there's that. Now, this is that ridge beam, so it's going to come down from somewhere in here. So we can just draw a line and then chamfer that. We can properties on that. And then do the same thing here. That is our piece that hangs down. So the last portion is, this is where it intersects. Is that height. Is where each one of these guys that comes up. And then, well, that's the higher piece. So I have, let's just make sure we don't get confused here. It's the lower portion. Let's make sure that's right on the other side. No, it's not. So CH. And this is this CH. That goes to here. And so we can't really see it for a portion of it because it's hidden behind. And we'll show that to you in pictures. And this is not a solid line at this location. So our distance that we measure here is 11.1 and a 16th. So that's 112 times 11, and then another inch. That's kind of an oddity, but 12 times 11, 132. So if I take that and divide it by 16 on centers, it's 8 1/4 of those guys. And I did count them in the video, which there is a live video recorded in the attic in lesson 2 that you can listen to. Otherwise, the way to do it would be to go to pictures, see if I have enough of one. There we go. Bring that over. Oh, this preview thing's in the way. Never know. There we go. So it looks like that might be the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. With, oh boy, that's right at the end for there. And I just can't quite see what's going on there. Gosh, I wonder if when I did, let's go pics, dealing with electrical. That's wrong. That's grounding in the office. So there's a bunch of stuff in my Dropbox I need to bring out and put in here, because this is the, that's the insulation, the vermiculite that's up there. That's underneath the blown in. There's blown in on top, vermiculite underneath. But that's not what we're worried about right now. So at this point, we've got our sections started, which are probably the most important of any of the drawings, because your information is all here. So, oh, I must have erased it. That's 70 feet. And we'll rotate that about there. Oh, I don't. Oh, yeah, I got to rotate it because it was pre-rotated. Minus 90. Now I got to, oh, about there. Minus 90. Enter. I don't know what it's doing, but it's not rotating. Let's try that again. Rotate. That about there. Minus 90. Enter. Okay, my caps or my numbers locks on. So it's gone. So let's get our Excel to get it located. Vertical there. And then the horizontal is still there. Okay. So now I can just escape, move that from there to there. Try not to erase it. You can lock this layer, and in my locking, it fades it. So in this particular drawing, I could come in and say, hey, no layer fading in this. And then I still need elevations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these because I put my sections down at the end. So I've got this to go from here to here plus 70. So let's say copy that from there, 70 feet, enter. So that's where it's going to. So we're going to copy this from perpendicular to there. And so, I don't know, oh, these are locked now. They're not going to move. So I would have to click here, unlock it, locked it just in time to lock myself out of what I need to do. And grab that one, do the copy, NEA there, oh, be that from near that to perpendicular to that. And then they're there, now I can lock it. So click on it to bring it so that your layer's right there. Escape, now those are locked. So these will help start the section, or the elevations. You know, I don't need the internal information, but my roof's there. So I'm not gonna just dump it. What I do wanna know though, is what does a profile height look like? And so where this hits here is cut off, because it's just going to be sheathing up here. So I could probably even just draw a line to make this a little more clear and put that there. So this is sheathing. This terminates here, and we can do some hatching tricks later, but I'll show you how to do that. But right now what I want is this height. Now I think I just drew a line. I don't see it. Oh, I must have done distance, a line, because I was hoping for a red. There we go. Now I can take and copy that from here, and let's go down to our actual section. And we're going to drop it. It doesn't really matter. We'll drop it there for now. So, actually I could dropped it right there and then brought it over 3/8. And that would be the center, my on centers. So, and so this line actually gives me my height. So yeah, so let's move this from here to there. And then let's move previous from there, was it moving to 1.5, and there's my edge of my first joist. So I could do MA, click, click, but I'm not too worried about it. What I want is a rectangle. It goes from there to there. Now this line up there is what? This higher portion. Our lower line is where our stuff stops. So we're in good shape. So our rectangle's there, it's good. Let's grab it. There's our polyline, and we're going to take it to D-object. And then we can get rid of that line that was here. Found one deleted. I can trim down to here this line. So now my polyline is more standalone. So if I want to copy that from there over 16, then I'm just checking to see that my center is 16. Okay, so that's what I do need to do. So line here to there, line there to there. Change those to my D thin. Now, let's do an array, rectangular, and then just grab this guy, pull it down. Then set your columns to be 16. And now you can drag it out and see where you end up. And so it's not perfect. It's not bad. We are working on an old house. And I can't see all the way to the back, so I'm hoping that when I get the rest of these pictures that go in this set off Dropbox. Let's start bringing those over because they should come over really fast. And I'm in it now. So, I just clicked in a picture. I want to choose the picture. Choose all of them. Got them all. And I'm going to more. I want to copy to, it's only within Dropbox. So I'm going to hit cancel. So the only thing I can do here then is hit download. So once they're done downloading, which they're done. Okay, so here they are. Oh, that's one. Number 8. That's really weird. Oh. So, it's because I grabbed that one. I'll hit download on the whole set. Now it's zipping them. Okay. That's what I want when it's finished. Grab that guy out of Dropbox. Then we'll extract it here once she's done. So hopefully that will have our answer as to, because I shined a bright light up there and took pictures, so hopefully I can zoom in and see if the case actually is that we've got some space down here at the end. But all in all, this is how you create the working drawing, how you transfer lines, and how you get your elevations going. So we'll call it a night, and thanks for watching. Mark from Not Square Design. See you next time.